take you there. I'll take you there. Let me take you there. I'll take you there. Ain't no smiling faces. I'll take you there. Up in here, all in glory. I'll take you there. You gotta let me. I'll take you, take you over the head. I'll take you there. All right. I'll take you there. All right. I'll take you there. I'll take you there. Yeah, I'll take you there. Yeah, I'll take you there.
Good morning. You're listening to 106.1 Praise FM, one of Radio One's favorite stations, and you're listening to There is a Place, and we want to take you there. I am your co-host, Jamie Christon. I'm here with your favorite host, Dr. Matthew L. Jones. Good morning, Dr.
Good
Jones.
morning, good morning, good morning, Baltimore. Good morning, DC. Good morning, America. It's indeed a blessing to be able to come to you this morning and share with you because we know that there is a place, and I'll take you there. It's a place that I know, home ownership and self-employment, and our intention is to motivate and encourage businesses to mentor individuals with this mentorship program and mentor them to come their own ownerships of their own homes, their own businesses, and mentor them. We have a lot of business in our community. We want to encourage our businesses to connect up with our churches and let our churches work with those businesses in their churches because there is a place, and I know this place. This is where I grew up. This is what I know. This is where I'm involved in extensively now. I know that there are many individuals who may not be able to finish high school or even go to college, and if they
Absolutely.
are mentored, that's why we encouraging industrial arts back into the schools.
Absolutely. I think it's a big deal. I mean, this mentor strategy that you created, Dr. Jones, I think has three stages that are very significant to our community because the ultimate goal, like you always say, is just for it to help our city reduce crime outside of bringing the community together. Like the first stage of the show is where you pretty much show that spirituality and economics are one and the same, right?
Yes,
And because when spirituality is the foundation of our communities, it always
all
reaches
aspects
all
of it.
aspects of our lives, right?
Yes.
And then you always say that the church, the black church, is and has always been the strongest economic community strongest
Entity.
economic entity within our community. So the purpose of the show is just to bring that back to the forefront and just to show that the church and the minority businesses can and will work together. And then you want us to mentor, right? The
Yeah.
mentor part where we mentor, we always say young men
And
and
we
women,
when
but
we encourage
everyone.
them, to, and, they can focus directly on the parishioners in their church and the
Uh-huh.
businesses
Yep.
that they exist in their churches and give them encouragement and support. We
Mm-hmm.
want the pastors to encourage their businesses, and in the process, we want the business to be willing to help individuals who are in the congregation. Number one, who might want to start a business
That part.
similar
Mm-hmm.
to what they are doing and
Uh-huh.
help them to mentor them and help them to show them how to do it. We have an attorney that's going to work with us and help get grants and funds and
Help them incorporate their
help how
businesses.
to cooperate. All of
Mm-hmm.
this is available to you, the community, because we know, we believe, and I know that 50% of the crime can be reduced if we can have an economic impact on our community.
That
Fifty
part.
percent of the
Mm-hmm.
crime, if we create economic strength within our communities.
Always, yeah. And then like you were just speaking on the industrial arts, which is the second stage of the show. And so this is where we want to bring industrial arts back into the school system, right?
Yes, that's what.
And then we learned a few weeks ago that industrial arts, because we always think high school, right? Like, okay, we should start this in high school, so people can go to work and be ready, for their jobs after high school if they choose not to go to college, right? But we did some research and it showed that industrial arts
Should be
should
done
taught
in the elementary school.
elementary and middle
Yeah,
school
that
early
early,
on.
because basically the scripture teaches that train up a child the way he should go.
Exactly.
When he's old, he will not depart from it.
Right.
So
Mhm.
earlier you can train the child to develop economic knowledge,
Okay.
teaching them how to do things in the industrial. We emphasize. We were talking industrial art. but all of the arts. You know, it can be music,
Yeah,
drama,
all kinds of talent.
dance.
Mhm.
You know,
The
You know,
liberal arts. That's
liberal
yeah,
arts. And
exactly.
Doc, I remember. I'll never forget when we did mentoring with Boy Scouts
Okay.
Boy Scouts.
before that situation got out of hand.
Uh-huh.
They said you got to get to these boys, particularly
Young.
before the fumes hit them,
Yeah.
the perfume and the gas fumes.
Oh, you know what? That is a good one. Hey, guys, look, if you're
Get them
listening,
before the fumes.
that was
Before
a
the
good
fumes
one.
get to
We
Before
do
the
have a
fumes.
guest,
Before
and
the
he's
fumes
We
get
talking.
to 'em.
do. That
Yes,
is our
we're going to be
guest
talking with him
today.
today about all of the
Yes.
aspects of his involvement. But we do want you to know. We want the parents to know that that God has a plan for your child. God has given your child a special gift.
All children.
All children.
Mm-hmm.
And we want you to encourage and support and motivate your child. Let them know that there's something that they have been blessed to do, be able to do. He said, I know the plan that I have for you, declares the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
The plan to prosper you and not to harm you. Plan to give you hope and a future. God has put that into every child.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Every child.
And
So we want
that's
the
important.
parents to, you know,
The parents have
sometimes,
to own that.
yeah, we want the parents to
Have to.
Yeah.
constantly tell the child
Mm-hmm.
that God has given you a spiritual gift. We want, you know, reason why we want them to constantly tell the child that is because if you don't, the child will get 60 years old before they be able to have the revelation to understand what this gift that God has given me.
And we
But if,
did not want that, Dr.
yeah,
Jones.
you
We do
know,
not want our children to live their lives and become adults and not be able
then
to tap in
discover,
on their
hey, you know,
talents.
if I
Yeah.
had have known that I had this gift when I was younger,
Mm-hmm.
They have a value.
I have so many people say that. If I had have known that I had this gift when I was younger,
Right.
but we can motivate, we can motivate, we can motivate the parents can motivate the children to
Mm-hmm.
be anticipating and looking and always ready to receive the revelation that comes from God and that inform them about the gift that they have. That if you are so if you're not looking and expecting and thinking that you have, you can miss it. You won't recognize until you get old.
No,
Mhm.
that's true.
So I want to just talk to the parents and let them know that motivate your children, motivate you, let them know that they have. Don't tell them they're not going to be nothing. You know, sometimes the child be acting a little crazy and doing crazy stuff,
That's what they do,
and
Dr.
you
Jones. I
jump
got a
on them and say,
teenager.
you ain't going to be
Yeah.
nothing.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
but
don't know
don't
about
do
that.
that.
But I
Let's
mean,
let the
that was
child
so
know that
stupid.
you have a
Right.
special gift. You
Mm-hmm.
have been given a special gift. You have
Yep.
a special gift. Now, I used to say that God has given everybody something that they can make a million off of. But it's not the money.
Mm.
God has given everybody something that they can be prosperous, that you can have a future and you can be prosperous. You may not make a million, but
Yeah.
because
He didn't give me mine.
the money does
Mm-hmm.
not give you a wholesome life.
No, that is true. I agree.
It's the spirit that you receive and from that give you a wholesome disposition.
What you want is shalom, right?
Yes.
Peace that surpasses all
Yeah,
understanding.
that's right.
As long as you got food, shelter, and education,
And the right attitude about what you have.
Well, all those three things to give you a right attitude. If I'm eating,
No,
I got shelter over my head.
And I'm so, no,
No,
I'm so glad.
education.
No, I'm glad you just said that.
I guarantee you that because some people are wealthy and don't have the right attitude.
Oh,
And I'm not talking about the past president.
oh well, yeah.
Oh my God. So
Some
listen,
people are
but
wealthy and don't have the right attitude.
I
You understand?
agree.
Mhm.
But I think both you guys just said something very significant, which takes us to the third stage. Dr. Jones, you were just saying that parents should encourage their children constantly. And then you just said pretty much you summed up sustainability, right?
Yeah.
Which is education, shelter. And so without shelter,
Mhm.
people can't thrive,
No.
families can't thrive. So that's why the third stage of the
That's
show
right.
is so significant because if the third stage of the show is pretty much showing that, well, it's bringing in the larger businesses. So it's showing that the major corporations will somehow or another incorporate a home ownership program within their entities, right? Where people who work for them, and most of these major corporations are in low income neighborhoods or neighborhoods that need to be fixed up with vacant homes. If they would invest in that part of their community and allow their employees to buy into homes and be able to, like Dr. Jones always says, they can pay their mortgage out their check. The large corporation will pay for their clothing costs. They don't have to worry about having a high credit score, and we can eliminate these barriers. Mothers and families and children, fathers, they can thrive. They
Yeah,
can encourage their
tie
children.
their mortgage
Exactly.
with their employment.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if they tie their mortgage with their employment, you be working for them. That means that the company that helped them to acquire their home would automatically withdraw the payment for their home out of their paycheck.
Yes.
Tied together
Mhm.
and fix it so that you don't have to worry about paying your mortgage. Now the business does not have to worry about losing money on you by allowing you to have this home and your credit score is lower, your income is low, because they are giving the basic foundation for you to have this home. And it makes a
Absolutely.
major difference if you own your own house.
Everything is
The whole
different. I mean,
attitude
people
change.
clean up, like when people own their homes, they actually go outside and pick up the trash. Like
How
they
about
clean
that?
up their communities,
That's it.
right? When
That's
people don't own their homes,
Yeah.
that's why a lot of the communities look the way that they do because there's no home ownership there.
Exactly.
The people who own them live in nice houses in the
Mhm.
counties, other
Yeah.
places, and the
Yeah.
people who live there, they just don't
They don't
adhere to that.
value.
Yeah,
They
they
don't
don't
value
value.
the
That's it.
property.
Right.
They
They
don't
don't
value.
value. But if they own it, they will value it.
No, yes, they will
And
because
that's
it's
what we're
theirs.
saying.
Uh-huh.
Dr. Jones, my best example is this. When my sons were growing up and I bought their tennis shoes,
Uh-huh.
they treated them any kind of way.
Right.
But when they bought their own tennis shoes, it was a totally
My
different
son
way.
walked like a
Totally.
duck when he.
Oh my God, like a
he don't
duck,
wanna
like a
crease
duck, so with no creases. You know what I'm saying? It's something
That
about
is
ownership and when you own it.
hilarious.
Yes.
Oh my God. But look, we got to introduce our guest because he's chiming in. He's got some good pointers, and you guys are probably listening like, who is that third voice, right? And so I'd love to introduce, and some of you guys may already be familiar, but it's Reverend Dr. Marlon Tillman.
Bless you.
Did I get it right?
Yes.
Okay,
Absolutely
good,
right.
perfect.
Absolutely right.
Welcome.
United
He's a senior
Church.
pastor and shepherd. He's going to introduce his church. I want him to tell us what church he pastors and tell us a little bit about that, and then I can ask some questions. So good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. I jumped in way too early, Dr.
No,
No, it's
go
okay.
ahead.
It's
That's
okay.
fine. We
Shoot, those
appreciate. We
I'm
appreciate.
going to take all your points with me.
We-
Yes.
We
Okay.
appreciate you being here.
Yeah, of course.
It's take a whole lot. We're going to keep saying this because it take a whole lot to convince people
Mm-hmm.
that they can make a difference in the lives of their children, that the churches can make a difference in the impact that they have on business in the community. The business in the community can do a whole lot better if they tie in with the church that is in their community. We're going to keep saying this and we're going to keep pushing this. And that's our, because I know and I believe that if we can affect the community economically,
Mhm.
we can reduce the crime by 50%. I think if we're talking about increased police forces, increasing this, but that's dealing with the side effect. We're talking about the cause of it. A lot of the crime is because of economic situation.
Mhm.
If we deal with the cause of the crime,
Mm-hmm.
we can eliminate the crime. We will never eliminate the
If you don't
crime
tackle the root.
by
Right.
dealing with the side
Right.
effect
Yeah.
Right.
of the crime.
Mm-hmm.
And as a matter of fact, there was a great theory that said for every force, every action, equal amount of reaction.
Right.
So if you create greater action against crime, greater reaction the crime going to be. So when you're creating greater action, you really creating more crime. So,
Okay.
so let's deal with the cause, and that's if 50% of it is economically, and I
Well,
think the other 50%
Right.
is spirituality.
Well,
That's
this is when you say
spirituality
spirituality, is that
is
where the
the-
mental health falls under?
Yeah,
Okay, got
spirituality,
you.
mental
Okay.
health, spirituality deals with
Mm-hmm.
behavior, disposition,
Okay.
mental health,
Understood.
everything, all the other aspects. So if we have the church dealing with the economic problem, helping resolve the economic problem, then they in position to deal with the other phase,
Mm-hmm.
which is spirituality. I think spirituality, in other words, spirituality lay the principles of fairness and justice and kindness and respect for each other. And that eliminate killing.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
but let's be honest, Doc. I'm hungry and I ain't got a roof on my head.
That's economics.
Right.
Yeah, but this economics, right?
Yeah.
I ain't listening to that spirituality
You
piece.
know what I'm saying? That's why we have to.
You,
do-
I
Keep
got,
it
you got to
real,
take care
keep
of my
it real,
needs first.
yeah.
That's right.
When,
That's
when
right.
Jesus fed the 5,000 plus,
He said, let's do that
he
first.
said, let's feed them.
Let's feed
And
them
then
first.
then they be
Then we
welcome
gonna
to help
talk.
them.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna teach them
then you
something.
teach them something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Look
why
at y'all. Y'all know what
Yeah.
to say,
that's
right?
why we are talking about
Yeah,
economics.
economics. Well, I mean, this whole country is centered around economics, right?
Everything.
I mean,
The creation of this country.
Yeah.
That's why they kept, can you imagine how prosperous my business would be if I can have a free labor?
How about that?
Oh, wow.
How about that?
My biggest expense is my labor.
Exactly.
They
Yeah.
had free labor for 300 years.
And,
Wow.
and they continue with the prison industrial
Yeah,
system.
that's
Oh, yeah, right.
300
twisted.
years.
Yeah. Because when I learned that, I was like, okay, so wait a minute, they get money for the inmates, and then the
Yes.
inmates, they actually
Yes.
work in prison. They're
Yes.
making like
Yes.
less than $1 an
Right.
hour to build furniture, like all
Exactly.
kinds of things.
Right.
Like they're the people that are working on the recycling fields, and I mean, it's so many.
And they count them as people when they want to get elections done, but they don't count them as people for anything else.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. So when you put a prison in your neighborhood, you get to count them as people.
Wow.
But they don't get to vote.
They don't let them vote.
They don't let them vote.
But they count them as
But they
people.
count them as people.
Learn something new every day.
In the statistics.
Yeah.
I never heard that before,
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah.
And I think I'm a scholar.
You are a scholar.
I mean, that's informative. That's very much informative. So welcome. Like, so typically you have been so influential this morning. You dropped some good jewels in the midst of it.
I'm
but
sorry.
we're gonna get to the meat
No,
and
you
potatoes
don't.
of your life when we come back from the break. But right now, we might as well introduce you. So of course, I already introduced you as Reverend Dr. Marlon B. Tillman. But at least let our listeners know before we go to break and all of that, at least what church you pastor and just
Location, the
location,
address.
yeah, all that good
So,
stuff.
so
community.
Ames United Methodist Church is in
Say it
Harford
again.
County. Ames
Mhm.
United Methodist Church, which is in Harford County, Maryland,
Okay.
sits right there in the hub of Bel Air, which is the main area where all the councilmen, is county executive, education, the hub of that area, and it sits right in the middle of it.
Nice.
And we've been there for over 145 years now.
Okay.
And
You're
we're
not 145, are you?
oh no.
We know.
We just checked.
No, the church been there over 145 years.
Right, that part. Yes.
But yeah, and we've been focusing on leaving a legacy. That's been our thing lately. How can we bring back businesses and partnerships in order to make sure that our communities are being well served, because they're making an effort and an intentionality of making sure there's going to be a church, a
Okay.
Black church specifically, that's going to live into the future.
See, I was just gonna ask about that. I was gonna say, so like you're in Bel Air,
Yeah.
and so this is a predominantly
A predominantly
African-American
Black church. Yeah.
Black church. And so what are the communities like in the area? Because I'm visualizing, I mean, we're here in Baltimore, and we talk to our listeners. We normally talk about like communities that, need to be uplifted. You're talking about trash, crime, vacant houses and things like that. So what's it like in Bel Air? Because I get a different impression of the Bel Air
So
community.
Bel Air itself doesn't have those type of challenges.
No, it does not. Right. Okay,
Bel Air
good.
doesn't
I just wanted you to confirm, because people are
Bel Air
listening
doesn't
like
have
Bel
those
Air,
types of challenges.
Fresh
No.
Prince of Bel Air. They think
Yeah.
Bel Air high level. I just want to just
Yeah, that's true.
connect. So how do you guys
That's true.
do? And so we'll get more into it, but like just basically, what are the main what's the niche of your church, or like what for people in Bel Air if they're listening, or people in the surrounding areas, like what is your church's niche, or like what's your priority, like your church? So what's
our priority is all about how do you make sure that the education system and the policing system has more folks that look like us? Because right now their hiring practices are deplorable.
Right. Okay. So that's your mission. I'm sorry. That's what I should say. What is the mission of your church, your organization? So to show again that the more people like us should be in
areas of education and in the policing
education
system.
and the policing system. I like that.
Yeah.
That's serious.
Because think about it, if I never see anybody that looks like me that's teaching me, I'm developing some type of sense about myself.
Mm-hmm.
And so if I can begin to change that type of atmosphere of where do I fit in this scenario, then it changes how people see themselves.
So and also you do have businesses that are in that area.
Absolutely. Yep.
You do have Black communities
Yep.
in that area.
Oh yes, absolutely. Now Edgewood is outside Bel Air, but
Oh yes,
Edgewood.
Edgewood. I briefly taught. What did I do out there?
We have a
I did something in
United
Edgewood some
Baptist
years
church
ago.
in that area. too.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you sure do. Yes.
And then the pastor there is from Arkansas. Where
Okay.
I'm from.
Oh,
Arkansas. Yeah, I was gonna say, what? You got
You
another
know,
one
how
from
you pronounce
Arkansas?
that, right? Arkansas.
Yeah,
Right, that
it's
part, right.
it's the only state that is in the Bible. Noah look out the Arkansas.
Interesting.
When I said Noah look out the Arkansas.
I cannot. These guys.
Oh,
Okay.
you took me a while to catch that. I'm sorry.
Okay, that I didn't get it, but I kind of got it at the end. So I'm thinking so. But this is awesome. So but it is good to know. Like people think that African American churches are always like in like urban communities or where there's a liquor store or drugs or crime. And so I love the fact that you guys are, and it sounds like not the best. I mean, it doesn't. No community is perfect, but like more of a holistic community.
It is. It can be.
And people can thrive in the
People
community.
can thrive in the community. Yeah,
Okay.
Most of them are pretty affluent. Most of my congregation is affluent. We have some who aren't, but we make every effort to impact all communities.
And you
Okay.
do have
And Edgewood is a focus
I'm sure
area
you
for
have
us.
black businesses
Oh, absolutely.
in your church.
Oh, yeah.
Businessmen and women.
Mhm.
Lawyers,
Yeah.
eye professionals, people who've retired from Fortune 500 companies. We have contractors. Most recently, and he hasn't joined the church yet, but we're recording
Okay.
a gentleman who's
Your
a
core
former,
team.
yeah, a former athlete who actually did a project here where he brought in Christianity into the basketball field.
Oh wow.
To encourage children to be part of, I guess, almost like the Christian athletes
Yeah,
program.
well,
that
Right.
direction.
that's one of the phases of our
Oh,
development
awesome.
of a square, you know.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's right.
recreation,
That's right.
and we show them how decision making
Yeah,
on the basketball
Right.
court is training individuals how to make quick decisions in life.
hmm
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
If you can make a quick decision, know when to pass the ball or shoot the ball or whatever.
Oh yeah, we were talking about that last week.
Yeah,
how sports are
When we
incorporated
had
to life
the
skills. Yeah.
representative from this
School. Yeah.
school,
From the
Awesome.
four squares. Yep.
Awesome.
That's
Yeah.
the development of a square. And so I think that's So shout out to your courtmanship. I want you guys, because it sounds like you guys have it all covered. So you bring this athlete on to be able to incorporate the sports.
Mhm.
Sounds like you guys got
We try.
you guys have dotted all your I's and crossed the T's when
We
it comes
try.
to that. That is so awesome. And so we're definitely interested in hearing more about you, your family, your church,
Yeah.
and just more work that
The
you've done in the
The
past.
next half, we're going
Yep.
to talk about
All of that good stuff.
his
We
book
can't
that
wait.
he is writing,
The
and
book.
the
Yes,
mentorship
the
program
book.
that
All right.
he's developing in the book.
Okay.
And we're gonna, he's gonna share about the book, and because we want
That's
people
it.
to take advantage of it, he's giving special instructions in the book.
We
Yes.
can't wait. So
Yeah.
So stay tuned.
don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
We're getting to the place now. There's a time to
There's
make
a time to
change.
make a change. We're the people that can do it.
And
Stay
we the
tuned.
people,
Yeah, don't go
we
anywhere.
the people, the churches, we the people that can do it. It's time for us to make this change.
Yep.
Here it comes.
There you go.
About that time. It's about that time, y'all. Keep it from one more time.
Earthquakes are moving through the land. It ain't nothing but a sign that it make up my mind. With a people, we can do it. I know we can do it. Somebody asked me, what do we have to go through it? It's just a test that I think. Just a little day by day. No more right, no more will. But it's coming back to you.
About that time, y'all.
We are the people who can do it. It's time to make the change.
have our ups and downs. You better think about it or you won't be around. What we need is a little bit of love, sent by one from heaven up above. Take a seat, it's simple and plain. This ain't no game, you know what I'm saying. I know we can do. No matter what do we have to go through it? It's just a test of my faith. We're living day by day. Don't know why, don't know where. Oh yeah. Here we go. It's about that time, y'all. Time to make the change. That's right. We are the people who can do it. Together to make that change. Time about that time. Time to make the change. Yep, yeah. We are your people. We can do it. Here we go.
We are challenging the churches, we're challenging the community. It's time for us to step up, make a change.
Dr.
do
Jones'
what needs
favorite
to be
song, y'all.
done. Time to make a change. And we are the people, and we can do it.
Hey, if y'all don't hear that song any other time, you're gonna hear it every Saturday around 11:30 a.m. And there you have it. And you are listening to There's a Place, and we want to take you there. And no, in Dr. Jones's words, I know a place, and we will take you there.
Yeah, thank you.
That's it. And so, good morning, Baltimore. Good morning to our syndicated cities. And in Dr. Jones's words, good morning, America, because we're more than one place today. And so, we're excited because we have an amazing guest. He's already been dropping jewels this morning, but we want to kind of get more into some substance about this gentleman. So, he's Reverend Dr. Marlon B. Tillman. And so, he pastors Ames United Methodist Church, Bel Air, Maryland. They're located at 112 Baltimore Pike. And I always like to just drop a number. Sometimes people like to, call.
Yeah.
Some people, everybody's not
Call,
into the
email.
email and all of that good
Phone
stuff. But
number.
his phone number is 623-7363. And we'll give that number again towards the end of the broadcast. It's 443-629-7363. And he has an email address. It's super easy. pastor@Ames, AMESUMC.org. Super easy. And his website is here. Okay, no, it's www.amesumc.org. That's so easy. Like, you got lucky with the short email address,
yeah,
right?
Sure did.
Shout out to your team, your admin team, or you,
And the
whoever
United
did that.
Methodist churches in Baltimore and all around the city and state, we want
Okay.
to let them know that we are open to talk with all churches.
Dr. Jones said all of y'all.
Methodists,
Uh-huh.
Muslims,
Uh-huh.
we want to talk to everybody.
Big
So
facts.
we all have to come together. We're
That's
going to
it.
have to be together. We're
That's
going to
it.
make a change.
That's it.
Okay, good. So welcome again. Good morning. And so tell me, I love to hear about your journey here. So how did you become the pastor of this church? Let's start there. Like, what brought you to this stage in your life, and how long have you been pastoring there?
So I should be 7 years at the church in July of next
Okay,
year.
so not too long.
And
So
because
it's
of the
still-
United Methodist Church, we're running an appointment system.
Yeah, we got
You're there based upon where the bishop sent you.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah,
Okay, I
yeah.
forgot that. Now I didn't know that, but I forget
Yeah.
that. That's how that
Yeah.
works. Okay.
Yeah. And I met Dr. Jones through Bridge Maryland Incorporated.
Okay.
He actually
Bridge.
hosted us.
Yeah.
Bridge Maryland Incorporated.
We
community-
hosted Bridge here.
Yeah, back in 2016 when we launched again
Mm.
as an organization for community organizers. So when he called me, I'm like, Doc, it's been a minute.
Oh wow, right. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
2016. So yeah, there's some history there. And so you've
Yeah,
been a
and
pastor.
Bridge did a lot of work on it, trying to increase the minimum wages.
Yep.
We
Minimum
worked
wage. Yeah.
a lot of work trying to do that.
Okay.
There was a lot of work that Bridge have been done throughout the community and throughout the area, especially in Baltimore.
Particularly in Baltimore, yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
we actually helped the Home Opportunities Made Equal Act so that people couldn't be discriminated based upon their voucher.
Yeah.
Right, throughout the state of Maryland. And most
Okay.
recently, we passed the bill called the Child Interrogation Protection Act.
Yeah.
And if you remember when they see us, you remember when the what they call the Central Park Five were falsely accused?
Yeah.
You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Well, believe it or not, that was going on here in Maryland.
At the same time?
Yes, indeed. It was going on up until this year.
What?
We actually passed the bill. State's attorneys were literally putting young people in jail, falsely accusing them, or better yet, letting them testify against something that they did not do. Matter of fact, we had the exonerated 3 here in Maryland
Yeah.
recently. I
That
think
is amazing.
3 years ago. So we actually passed a bill that says that one, the parent or child will be notified the moment they're in custodial interrogation, and two, before any officer speaks to them and interrogates them, a lawyer will explain their Miranda rights because children don't understand Miranda.
No, they
Shoot,
don't know.
some adults don't even understand
That's
Miranda.
right. That's right.
So
Right. I'm like, wait a minute. I don't know if I already understand that. So good. Yeah. Right. Okay.
So,
Good.
so yeah, so that's how I come to be here today. And
Okay.
I just appreciate Doc inviting me today.
That's some good work, though.
Yeah.
That is amazing work. It's very, I'm sure it's very tedious, but then also the outcome, like the outcome is really what makes an impact, like for on our in our communities, right? And so
Absolutely.
that's a good thing. So you were doing bridge, so you met Dr. Jones in that mix, and then were you at another church at that time?
I was at so during Bridge, I was actually at another church. That's right. I was at a different church when I
Okay.
met Dr. Jones. So, because that was 16, I moved to the church I'm in right now in I guess 09. No. The
7
church,
years.
yeah. So it wasn't
15.
16. It was 06. It wasn't 16. No,
Yeah, no,
yeah,
they're right.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It
Oh,
was further
wow.
back than that.
Yeah,
Right,
right.
right.
That's right.
Yeah,
Okay.
I get my dates right. I'm getting old.
Yeah.
No worries. No, this is good
And
though,
I'm
because this is,
Yeah.
I
I'm a
mean,
state president.
these
Yeah,
are the
that's
things.
right.
Oh, wow. Oh, when
That's
you
right.
were the president? So this,
Yeah.
yeah, that was a minute ago.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm a minute ago.
Right. So okay, so good. So you're at your current church now. You've been there for 7 years. You've
Mhm.
been able to I guess like connect with your community
Mhm.
there and do
Yeah.
some work there. And so outside of church, like I mean, I know you pastor, and
Mhm.
then you guys have things like Bible study and
Yeah, all that
all
good
those
stuff.
good things.
Mhm.
And do you have like youth in your church? Do you have like a youth program where it's
But
not a lot of
we,
youth in
we,
your
we're,
church?
we're struggling with the youth thing.
Okay,
We're
okay.
struggling with the youth thing.
So you guys want more families
That's why
with
that's why we're
children?
courting that basketball player.
Oh yeah, right. You heard that first here that we need
Yeah,
you to come so the
yeah.
kids can come and the youth
Yes,
can come.
yes,
Okay.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
So you need more youth in your church, which is good, so that you guys can just pass on these things that you're, incorporating now within the church and the organization onto the youth. And so call for youth, call for action there. And then
Absolutely.
outside of that, do you guys so does your church, are you guys involved in anything outside of do you guys go to your community meetings? Like what else do you guys do outside of the four walls? Because that's like what people always want to know. Like we talk about what we do inside the church and we have
Mhm.
our programs, but what work do you guys do outside of the church?
So literally last year, in the middle of COVID, I
Mhm.
wrote a grant to our denomination stating that I wanted to start a mentoring program um, around civics and chess. There we go, right?
Okay.
I said I want to make sure that our young people know about civics, the importance of their vote, anything that happened right after the Reconstruction period, all
Okay.
those things, Wall Street, the whole nine.
Mhm.
And I also wanted to teach them chess so they begin to think strategically.
Think
Same way you're talking about that
strategically.
basketball, right? Street strategically. We got to start thinking 3 and 4 moves ahead because the days of playing checkers is over. Because we
Yeah.
keep being reactionary. We need to really be starting to think about things. And guess what? It's in the elementary school.
Elementary school.
Okay.
Elementary
I
school.
love
So
that.
mentorship.
Edgewood Elementary School is where this mentoring program is
Actually,
taking place.
you know what? Did some work in that community. That is still, even though it's in Bel Air or and it's in the area,
It's in
it's
Harford
still,
County.
yeah, it's in Harford
Harford
County. That's what I want to say.
County.
It's in Harford County. That's the community that needs, like the
Has the
children
greatest
need.
need for
Yeah,
African
definitely.
Americans.
I agree. And so they find that. And so I heard you say that you were writing this mentor program, which means that you're a writer, right? So that means you have
Yeah.
like
He has
other
a book
things
that is
going on.
coming on
Yeah,
this
that's what
program.
I'm getting to, right? So
Yeah.
tell us a little bit about your project and your
All right.
book and the journey that brought you to
Okay.
to that part of your life.
So 3 years ago, literally, because I just got my doctorate this year, I
Okay.
wrote my
Kudos to
dissertation
you.
on
Mhm.
developing a legacy giving program for the Black church. Because I saw everything you've been talking about, Doc. Literally, we have got to center our lives around economics. Because economics is the key to everything. I
I
mean,
agree.
matter of fact, one of the most reliable social sciences is what's called rational choice.
Yeah.
Rational choice theory.
Mhm.
We all make our decisions based upon profit and loss. What's
Profit and loss.
what's in my best interest on whatever I'm trying to do. And so what I did when I wrote the book is I simply took it out of the third person and wrote it in the first person. It's addressed to Black pastors
Mhm.
and just our community in general. And it's based on 5 principles, right? Faith, facts, freedom, the overcoming fear, and fortune, right?
Okay. Oh, abs. Wait a minute. Let me get that again.
Faith,
Faith,
facts,
facts,
freedom,
freedom,
overcoming fear, which is actually an acronym.
overcoming fear, which is an acronym.
False evidence appearing real.
false
Evidence
evidence appearing
appearing
real.
real.
Oh, I
All
love
else.
that.
Yeah.
All
And then that,
Faith
and that would,
facts, all
yeah,
else.
and that'll get you to your fortune.
Your fortune. That was the last one. I was gonna say. I
Yeah,
know it
yeah,
was the one
yeah.
at the end was like my favorite one. It's always the money,
That'll
right?
get you
So I'm
that
like
fortune.
fortune. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a
yeah.
big
Yeah,
deal.
and so it's right now for Amazon. It will be ready by Christmas.
By Christmas, and so people can purchase it on Amazon.
Absolutely.
And we
And the
want to
name of the book
encourage
again?
them. Be
Name it-
sure to have the faith and facts before the fortune.
There you go.
Because you
see us
ain't no
first.
telling, yeah, you ain't no
show you
telling
see
how
us
you
first.
may act when you get the fortune first.
That may
That's
be
right.
a
That's
reiteration.
right.
I think Dr. Jones was
That's
just
right.
talking to me, y'all. He wasn't talking to nobody else out there. Okay. And so again, it's ready. It'll be ready by Christmas.
ready by
and
Christmas.
so people can just what's the name? What's the title
So the
again?
title of the book is actually the theme that we had for the year: reimagining discipleship, leaving a legacy.
Reimagining
discipleship.
discipleship,
Leaving
leaving
a
a legacy. So like when people, everybody Googles, right? So when they go to Amazon, they're gonna look up stuff like they're looking for your book. So they're gonna put your last name in. That's Tilghman. So Tillman, they're gonna put that in probably. They may want to research. So but they need to remember discipleship and legacy. Discipleship and legacy. That should pop right up
Pop
on
right up.
Amazon. So that's perfect. Is
And
this your first?
disciple,
This is my first book.
yeah, disciple, follow, which is mental. See, you'll be a disciple, you are following guidance. Disciple of Christ, you're following the principles of Christ, right?
Nice.
Therefore, you're being mentored by Christ.
I'm trying every
So
day to be a good
disciple
disciple. Yes, Lord.
It's a
Thank you.
mental process.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
I need this book. I cannot wait. I'm gonna be the first person to get this book, and then these will be some Christmas gifts. So this is perfect. And I'm sure you're not gonna since you want everybody to prosper, I'm sure it's not gonna be like an astronomical, like super high
No,
price.
it's 20
That's
bucks.
all right.
20 bucks? Oh yeah.
I
I could just get one for all my sisters and my family. It's one of my Christmas gifts out the way. That's awesome.
Yeah, 20 bucks.
Okay, and it's and again, we were
This is
getting
my
to that. It's
first
your
book.
first book.
My first book. Yeah.
And so this came birth out of
My dissertation.
out of your dissertation. That's a big deal.
And it came out of a need I saw in Harford County, believe it or not.
Okay.
That
I
you
need
had
you
all
saw
of
in
these
Harford
churches.
County.
Black churches have been around for centuries, right? I mean,
Of
literally
course.
centuries, who had never developed a legacy program. None of them had matter of fact, my church in specific, I love my church dearly, right? But I wasn't there, right? Had one point in time almost $250,000 left over after their building construction.
Oh wow.
And unfortunately, we just never thought about investing that money.
And doing something with it to bring.
Investing so that it would make money for itself.
Absolutely.
Right.
That's Dr.
Maybe
Jones' thing. Investment. Yeah, that's the
maybe
thing.
I should
Making money, make it for themselves.
Maybe I
Yeah.
should throw my connection right here with Harford County. We have a retreat center in Harford County.
Do you?
Yeah, 70 acres.
Really?
Retreat center in Harford County.
I did not know. You have one?
We do. We have a retreat center.
Yes, we do.
Awesome.
Wait, Concord,
We
we,
have
us.
Olympic-sized,
Awesome.
Olympic-sized
hey.
swimming pool.
Really?
Yeah, all pavilions.
Oh,
Everything.
that's a no-brainer, Doc.
Yes.
That's a no-brainer. We're gonna be up in there.
Yeah, we gonna have to
right
do
there,
some type
right
of
there in
activity.
Harford County.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So wait, okay, so this is a deal, right? This is a big deal right here. We're like, okay, let's start thinking of
'Cause I've been
ideas.
thinking
Like,
about a retreat for this. Yeah, absolutely.
and so tell us. I want to hear a little bit more about the book. So like, what do you want people to get out of this book? Like when they are finished reading this book, like what is your hopes and aspirations for all of your readers?
So it's twofold, right?
Okay.
And I tell you, we on the same page, Doc. So
These
what I
guys
did
are
was
like
I'm taking these 5 chapters, right, and I'm teaching them in a way in which my congregation learns the principles of them first, and then we're going to take them out into the community after they've been pretty much the way we develop the process.
Okay.
And what we did was in the book we developed what we called obstacles and opportunities. That's what I call it, obstacles and opportunities. We listed all the reasons why we had not done it before, and what we need to do to change.
Okay, the trajectory of
Change
that. Yeah.
trajectory. Why we hadn't done it before, and how we're going to change that trajectory. And of course,
Okay.
the famous one is we never done it before. Well, research says we have done it before. You just need to know your facts,
Yes, that's right.
right? You just need to know
like
your
it.
facts. We have done it before. And what we're going to do is we're going to teach financial literacy. We're going to teach insurance. We're going to teach wealth, generational wealth, and we're going to teach why stewardship is actually a discipline of the church.
One of the faces in our school is economics.
Yeah.
And all those things you talk about, that's what the children need to get at an early
Early age.
Yeah.
When they get absorb it, right?
So what we need to do
They're
is to
sponges,
make the
yeah.
book
Sponges,
to
yeah.
make the book available to all of the churches. Matter of fact, we're gonna make this book also available to our students because all the principles that you mentioned is the principles that we do teaching right here now,
Awesome.
right?
Oh, and the
Awesome.
Saturday
So
school. That's right.
we're
Yeah.
gonna make a
Awesome.
lot of copies of your book available to all of our instructors here.
Awesome.
Uh-huh.
So we want the churches to know that this book is available
Right.
because all of the churches need to get copies for all of their instructors.
And it's laid out. It's
And the
literally
United
laid
Baptist
out.
Mission
I
Convention need to
love
be.
that. Yeah, what you look, Dr. Jones, now. So all the churches, y'all listen, y'all better buy this book Christmas time, get it in your school,
It's
Sunday school.
these
Dr.
principles-
Jones said the convention now. So y'all gotta buy the convention, you gotta buy copies for everything.
Yeah, for all
This is good.
these principles need to be,
Mhm.
emphasized
Mhm.
and taught. I've been extensively pushing trying to get a building and stuff so I can have a library, a memorial library.
No, you
That's
have
what I-
definitely been working on
That's
that.
what we've been working on because I wanted to. There's a principle. There's a person who we call the father of Black theology, James Cone.
James Cone. That's it.
Father of Black theology.
That's
so
it.
we
That's it.
I want to do a memorial library for him.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have put that out.
No, it's okay. No
Yeah.
worries. I mean that's a big
He's
deal.
in the book too.
Yeah,
Right.
I know.
Uh-huh.
I'm sure
He's in
when
the-
I
he's
heard
in-
when I
he's in
heard
the
you
book.
talking, I
He's in
know
the
you
book.
couldn't have to mention
He's in the
someone
book.
who is the father of Black theology
Yeah.
of liberation.
Liberation
And he
theology.
wrote
Yep.
15 books.
And his name again?
James
James
Cone.
Cone.
James
Cone.
Cone.
He's from Arkansas.
So that's CO. So when you okay, obviously
Yeah,
he's from
Arkansas.
everybody's from
He's from
Arkansas, Arkansas, where Dr. Jones is from. But and it's Cone, CONES. Is that what you guys?
C-O-N-E.
Just any.
CONE.
Yeah, no ass.
James
Okay,
Cone.
thank you. All right, good. James Cone.
Yeah.
James Cone. I like that. Because I know I'm
Liberation of
listening.
Black theology,
Uh-huh.
spiritual in the blues.
Yeah.
He wrote a lot of books. And the last one he wrote was the cross in the hanging tree or something.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay,
And the
that
lynching tree.
does make
The
me want to
cross and the
Google him
lynching
and
tree.
Cross and the
research.
lynching tree.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, wait, the cross and the lynching tree?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus was lynched
Yeah.
Yeah.
on the, it
On the
was
cross.
the tree.
He makes a comparison
Yeah,
between
the cross was a tree,
Yeah, that was made. Yeah,
a
they,
lynching tree.
and they made it into a cross and they made him carry it.
Sure did.
The cross made out of wood, but tree. It's a tree.
Please do not take
They
me.
didn't have to make the cross a tree. It's a tree.
I mean, Dr. Jones, they had a piece that crossed it to make it like a T, you
Yes,
know, to
yes,
make it a
yes,
cross.
They
Okay.
made
That tree did not grow like that. Okay. For
that's
some of you scholars that are listening, you know, Dr. Jones is trying to take our minds there. But no, this is awesome though. I think this book sounds like it's super significant. It sounds classic, which means that it'll touch any generation. All age groups can benefit from it, which
Absolutely.
is great. And so you said, did you say it's 5 chapters?
5 chapters, yep. Mhm.
That is
Yeah.
and
5
that
chapters.
sounds like, my kind of book where I can get to the substance. You take me right to it,
Get you right there.
get what I need, and then I have it, and then I can pass it on to someone else,
That's
right?
it. That's it.
Nothing like reading a
Let's
good
get
book.
off some information. Let's get our location, the address of the church. 'Cause
Okay,
we want
yeah.
people to know about this church.
And we want them to
people
bring their children
in the
and young
community,
people.
so they can hear us.
Yeah.
Bring your children, please.
Bring your children. They can
Absolutely.
hear us in Hartford County.
Yeah, we're out there. We're
Yeah.
out, we out here. We're out
Matter
in
of
all
fact,
these
they
streets.
They
Yeah.
can hear us all over the country because we on Google Meet, Facebook, and all of those entities.
Now that part is true. Yes, we are, and YouTube. The world loves the
YouTube.
YouTube. So this is perfect. But okay, so again, and how about you? And you plug in your church again, so you can plug it in. And,
so
and that's it.
Ames United Methodist Church, which is in Bel Air, Maryland,
Right. Mhm.
Hartford County. It's located 112 Baltimore Pike.
112, Baltimore. Say that loud.
It's- yeah,
112 Baltimore Pike.
112.
Which means, Dr. Jones, when all the people don't come to Concord tomorrow, he wants y'all to come to 112 Baltimore Pike.
Yes,
Okay, you got
112
that?
Baltimore.
Bel Air, Maryland, 21014. I gave him the zip code this time, Dr.
Yeah,
Jones.
give us
Okay,
a zip
just
code.
because he wants y'all to come. So y'all
You
heard
have
it,
to
right?
put that in
Okay,
your-
so you gas
The
up.
navigation. Sometimes you have to put the zip in there. to
No,
get
that's
the-
true.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
right. And you can always call if you have any questions.
Yeah.
Direct cell number, which is great. I love that people can reach you. You're tangible.
Yeah.
Nothing like a pastor who you can actually reach out to. So I think that's important.
the
So his
number.
cell is 443-629-7363, 443-629-7363. 7363. The web address to the entire church is www.amesumc.org, of course, because that's Ames United Methodist Church. And you can email the pastor if you have any direct questions or, have any inquiries for him. That would be awesome. He can be reached at pastor@amesumc.org. There you have it. So,
Oh,
Dr. Jones, that's good, right? They can
that's-
they can go to the church,
They can go
they
to the
can
church.
Google the church,
Yeah.
they can email the church, and they can
pastor.
call.
They
That's
can
right, call the
pastor
pastor.
and talk
There
directly
you go.
with the pastor. Amen.
And I love where your card is perfect, right? I think you have a very nice card, and it says disciples know Jesus, follow Jesus, love like Jesus, and share Jesus.
See, that's those disciple mentorship. He had it all written right there on the
I
card.
know, right? I didn't even get that far down on the card, but thank you. Yes, this is a big deal. And so you got the book. You have been at this church for 7 years. So tell us a little bit. So you're okay. For first of all, you just you said you finished your doctoral degree.
Mm-hmm.
You wrote this book.
Mm-hmm.
You move around with the Methodist Church.
Mhm.
You've been appointed to this church for 7 years.
Mhm.
I heard you mention your sons. So how do you balance all this with the family? Like, tell us a little bit about your family. People always want to know, like, you have these big powerhouses, but is there like a family support system? So
Oh,
tell us
yeah.
a little
Oh,
about your
yeah.
family.
So my first and only wife so far.
Amen. Amen. I
No,
see the ring.
I'm
Shout out to the
messing-
wife.
I'm teasing. I'm teasing.
She knows
I'm
you're
teasing.
joking because she's
Uh,
not worried, okay? Exactly.
We met in the Marine Corps,
Nice. So you were part of the Marines.
Part
See,
of the Marines,
learned something
yeah.
new by asking questions.
and we have 3 adult sons now.
Okay.
The oldest will be 38, and
Got to begin.
In
I
December.
thought you were about 38.
no, man, no.
Okay.
Yeah, and the middle one is 34, and the baby's 30. They're
Nice.
all 4 years apart.
Space
And
part,
I've
really
got
good.
2 granddaughters, 14 and 7.
Nice. Okay. So
Yeah.
that's how you got your girls.
Yes, I
They
got my
came on the
girls.
back end.
On
You
the
had
back
to
end.
yeah, on the back end. That's
the ones I
perfect.
spoiled.
Of course, right? You gotta have somebody to spoil, and the girls are everything. So
Yes,
so
indeed.
that's perfect. So does your family live here? Do
Yep,
they?
right here in Baltimore. I'm actually 10 minutes from the church.
Oh wow.
I'm
Okay.
right here in Gwen Oak.
Oh, that's amazing.
Mhm.
So you get to so that's good. So even though you are in Bel Air, you're still able to work in the city,
Yep.
do things, kind of still create partnerships like you're here with us today, building a partnership. And so it'll make like the diversity between our churches, come together
Oh,
because
I was just downtown at City Council helping testify over this inclusionary housing thing on
Oh, wow.
Thursday.
you were?
Yeah.
Wait a minute though, that's insane that you were there on Thursday. Okay, go.
Thursday.
No, I was gonna say we set it on the meeting on Wednesday morning. We were there and there was some bills being passed, and so we had our interns in there. But I was gonna say, oh, I was there, but I wasn't. Okay, good. But no, I was at work though on Thursday, so that's a big deal. And so you're doing work.
Mhm.
You're doing the work. You're writing books. You're pastoring a church. You have your family, so which means you have that support going on. And so what do you do? Like people, I'm always asking, like, we find out all these good things and we talk about this mentorship program and we talk about the seriousness of how we want to, build our communities. But outside of that, like, what do you do to keep yourself going? Like, what are your outlets or your recreation things to keep you, still in the fold, but giving you that energy or that perseverance to keep going outside of just,
Yeah.
the basic things that people do?
So one, I make sure I take my Sabbath.
Take your
Every
Sabbath.
week I take my Sabbath every week. Now that it's colder, I won't be doing it, but usually I'm playing golf.
Okay,
I'm
okay,
playing
that's
golf,
nice. Okay.
Playing golf on my Sabbath day, relaxing.
Mhm.
I will take a vacation whenever I feel the burn.
I was going to ask you
I
to
will
do your
take
vacation,
a vacation whenever I feel the burn. Because Pastor, when it gets tough, you need to steal away for a little while.
Yes.
I'll take a week and relax. My son works for Southwest Airlines, so I get to fly free.
Now your new friend over here would like to be flying too, but no, this is awesome. Okay, so that's good.
I travel and
Look
I-
at God.
I
He
just
set
relax.
you up. He set
Did he?
you up
Did
real
he?
well.
Please.
Invested in those
I know the
boys.
plans that I have.
Yes. I was going to say, wait a minute, Dr. Jones, we never got out Jeremiah. There you go. We say it every week. What is
I
it?
know the plans I have for you.
Yes.
Plans to prosper you, and not to harm you.
That's it. That's it
Plans
right
to
there.
give you hope in the future.
Mhm.
I just love your story though, and so this is and then you like it's something I didn't even get to tag into. So this is how you're able to be disciplined because you have that military background, so
Mhm.
you're able to have structure.
Now, I don't have a military background,
Dr.
so
Jones,
you
but
don't have to have a military
No,
background to be
but-
disciplined.
but no, but you had a mom and you were running a farm and a business at 14,
How
so
about
you
that?
had to step up. So Dr.
Wow.
Jones, that's discipline.
Yeah,
Like you
yeah,
were
that was
running a
discipline.
family business. with acres of land at 14. So it's the same thing, right? I just,
That's right.
everybody has something different, so that's military structure early on, right?
How about
And
that?
your mother did not play with you. So all of y'all went to college and she did not play. So that was like, she was your drill sergeant. So you had one.
Absolutely.
Okay, yeah, that's
No
what you
question
say.
about
And
that.
you don't get a doctorate degree without discipline, bro.
Yeah,
That's right.
And
You
she
not
was
get a doctorate.
disciplined. That's what her middle name.
That's what I need. So that's what I need. So these guys, okay, there you heard. So we're here with you got Dr. Matthew L. Jones, and now I have Reverend Doctor. They're both reverends, Dr. Marlon B. Tillman. And so I can't be wait to be a doctor one day, but I need discipline, right? I need that discipline. So yeah, going into my 40s, I'm hoping I can get
all
there.
good.
That's what I'm gonna need, right? Okay,
I
good.
got mine in my 50s. You good?
Okay, good. So and that may be me too, because I'm still getting to the discipline part. So this is perfect. But again, you've been listening to
I finished
we know a place. We
in
want
my
to take you
20s.
there. Oh, you finished in your
I'm
well,
showing
Dr.
off.
Jones, you did
I'm showing
everything in
off.
your 20s. Yeah,
I'm
that's what
showing
he does
off.
all the time, right? So he's
Showing
definitely
off.
a big show off. But you are listening to our show. We're here broadcasting live today, even though we're on 106.1 Praise FM, one of Radio One's favorite stations. We are broadcasting live here today from Concord Baptist Church. Dr. Matthew Jones is the pastor, and we're located at 5204 Liberty Heights Avenue, Baltimore, Maryland, 21207. And if you've been listening to the show, you're interested, you have a business, even if you want to send your kids to Saturday school, like we have a plethora of opportunities here if you want to even connect to the Bel Air, our new Bel Air partner, Bel Air, Maryland, and connect to Dr. Tillman at Ames. We would love to connect you, but you can call us here directly at Concord at 410-367-1117. And again, Concord Baptist Church, 410-367-1117. We answer that line Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m., right? There you go. So you want to sign us off, Dr.
And
Jones?
we will be doing some special training and bringing young people who want to be mentored.
Uh-huh.
We will be setting up these programs
Yep.
in the coming month.
Yes, we will.
will
We'll have a schedule soon.
We want to continue to talk to all of the major areas, churches. We want to talk to the Ministers Conference leaders. We want to talk to the Evening
Call 'em
Conference
out.
leaders. We want to talk to the United Baptist Convention leaders. We want to talk to the United Baptist.
Not want to, because Dr.
Methodist.
Jones is going to talk to him.
Yeah,
he gets to the people.
We're gonna
that.
treat.
Right.
We're gonna bring all of these leaders together. We're gonna treat them to lunch. We're gonna treat them to lunch.
Dr. Jones is treating y'all to lunch.
Yeah, we're
I'm
gonna
coming.
treat them to lunch, and we're gonna share with them, and we're going to do. We want to move in a greater degree into the community, and create an additional reach into the community. So. And we need all these entities to work with us in order to do that. So
Absolutely,
that's our
we
goal.
do. You heard it first.
We'll hear
Dr.
more
Jones.
about it. We'll hear more about it as we continue to talk about. There's a plan that we want to introduce to all of these entities in our community.
There you go, Dr. Marlon. Any shout outs? Anybody want to say you have a good day to? I mean, I know you mentioned your wife. I know she's probably listening, and we got the grandkids. So yeah.
Yep. So shout out to all my boys, Anton, Steven, and Kyle. That way, if you ever
That's
wonder
it.
about my
Antoine,
ASK, yeah.
Okay, good. Okay.
ASK, Anton, Steven, and Kyle.
Right. Ask.
My wife Barbette, my two grandchildren, Alyssa and Amara. That's the baby. She's home right now. She's with me every
Yay.
weekend.
Okay.
And I do want to give a shout out. Can I plug you?
Yes.
Yeah, please. Plug the man.
Yeah, one business is a brother by the name of Matrix Connect. He's a reseller of Zoho, which is a company that helps you organize your businesses.
Okay.
He also has a decoration apparel and digital printing.
Uh-huh.
And one of my favorite partners, C. Morton Mobile Dry Cleaners.
Okay.
He literally comes to you, bro.
Oh, he comes to you?
He
A mobile
comes
dry
to you.
cleaner? Oh, yeah, we got to
Yeah,
plug that.
mobile
Wait,
all
say
you
that
black
one
owned.
last time. That's how we going to go off the
C.
air.
Morton Mobile Dry Cleaners.
C. Morton Mobile Dry Cleaners.
Yep.
I need them in my life.
Yes, you do.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
good. And the
you do.
first business, real quick again, what was the first one
Was
again?
Matrix Connect.
Matrix Connect.
Resellers. Yeah.
Have them to
Resellers.
call me so they can come on the show.
Dr.
Awesome.
Jones,
Yeah, they
that's
coming.
right. Look, he didn't
Have
get
them
coming.
to call me.
I love
They
it.
coming.
So we want to have them on the show.
Thank you
but we
guys
want
for
to